In this video, I'm gonna share 4 game-changing tips that I would give my younger self that I now know with experience. It would have saved me years of my time, frustration, stress, and much more. I've been through some really tough stuff. Sometimes I didn't want to live because it didn't work well with my music. I almost went completely broke where I didn't have money to pay for my rent, to pay for my food, but I somehow figured it out with music, like specifically doing music, and much more. So it's gonna be hard, and I am very sure that you will like it, and I'm sure that nobody have shared the same tips in the same context like I'm gonna do it today. If you're new to the channel, my name is Vlad and I create superstar music producers. The goal of my channel is to help you to become a pro in music, produce music that you're proud of, and then build that music career that you're dreaming about, whether it's becoming a DJ, just doing music as a full-time living, whatever that you want, basically. So if you need some help with your music, if you want to get some coaching, there's a link down below. Just go to my calendar booking page, book a call. I would love to have a conversation and help you with your music. And I don't want to talk too much. Let's just get started with the video. And the tip number 1 is you want to design your signature kick and bass combo. So look at this diagram, and I like thinking of my mix as a mechanism, puzzle, whatever, any analogy that you like. And when you have a reliable and a proven system, it always works, right? So for me, kick and the bass, what I notice is like 50, 60, if not like 70% of a successful track. When you can dial in the right kick and bass settings from the very beginning, everything else is so easy. So what I do is I would normally have like a couple of kicks that I use and a couple of types of bass lines. Sometimes I just like make a couple of tracks with exactly same preset for my bass line. And let me show you what I mean. So we can listen first to this bass line, just the drums and the kick and the bass. So it's pretty nice, it's pretty deep bass, really simple. And what I want to say is don't be afraid to reuse what's working. For some reason, like I see that a lot of people on the internet, like they are trying to reinvent the wheel. So like if you have a specific type of bass that is working for your sound, like why are you trying to like make a new one every time? Like this will save you a lot of times, a lot of time, I mean. And this is what I do. I just start a new track with exactly same kick and bass. I'm gonna show you more examples really quickly here. Just listen to how this one sounds in a clip. It's really nice. And what I do, I just use the same bass in a lot of tracks. Here's another example. It's pretty much the same bass, bit different kick, but I could say the same, right? Same vibe, different track, but it's my sound. I feel like I'm doing my thing. Sometimes it can be like a little bit different, right? Like the bass that you're doing, but still it's pretty much the same vibe. If you listen to this track. I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. I wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up. I wanna see. Again, a bit different preset, but it's pretty much the same vibe. And I figured this out in like 2022, and since then I just started using this bass line because it's just so good. That's the original track where this bass came from. So if you have a track that you absolutely love, just do it. It's gonna save you so much time. Right, so that's the original one. Now, the next step, when you figure out the kick and the bass, what you want to do, at least what I can tell you from my experience, listen to me or not, that's your choice at the end of the day. You want to design your sound, right? So don't worry about signature sound too much in the beginning. I know like a lot of you guys who are watching this video, maybe who haven't yet discovered, like you're not fully able to express your like artistic creative intention, you're worrying about that, but it will come naturally, right? So you just, you see what kind of presets that you like, you see what kind of drums that you like, and just reuse, repurpose, reuse, and reuse. That's the biggest thing I wish somebody told me that would have saved me like a lot of time. And to this one now. It is a good example of how I'm using the same elements in new tracks. So like I'm copying myself, but in a good way, because the tracks are super simple, but they're still different. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, just copy yourself, that's okay. Nobody gives a fuck, and if you really... Why even bother what other people think? You do your thing, you do your music, like, I don't care. Like, I just do how I want. Like, fuck the rules, fuck the system. That's the message of my channel. Just be yourself, because the art, it is meant for you and not for other people. Other people will like it just because you do your thing. So that's for tip number 1. Now, tip number 2, minimalism over complexity. And I wish somebody again told me that a couple of years ago, like in 2018, 2019. But for some reason, it took me years to realize that if in the beginning I wanted to add more elements to my tracks, now I just want to subtract, just keep it really minimal, really like just super simple. Before I dive deep into the theory, let me just show you this one track, which is like super minimal, but fuck man, it's just so good. I absolutely love it. It's really nice. You see, I just have basically the kick, bass, drums, and then just the main op sound. That's it. So my question to you, when you want to add more elements to your music, if you ask yourself why, do I really need it? And then if you can answer this question, yes, I can justify my action because I need like this, and this, whatever is the reason for your track, then it's okay, right? But if you can't answer the question and you just keep adding just because, you might be doing a wrong thing, right? So let's go further. Again, to prove my point here, the more sounds that we have, the harder it is to achieve a clean mix, just because there's like, let's say the mix is so big and you put like so many sounds, and it's just not gonna sound good, right? When you keep adding more and more sounds, it's just gonna be harder for the speaker to play those frequencies. And I'm gonna show you this example, right? As I said, you want to ride the bass line. You want to like feel with the body. This is why it's really important to have speakers. I'm, by the way, preparing a cool video about studio, so like how to build a studio. And if you listen to it, it sounds like this. So it is lacking punch and groove, and we have a lot of elements that just go like this. Let's go back to the presentation, and this is what basically is happening, right? You have a lot of sounds that just like go against each other, and they just conflict from the physical point of view. I don't know if like anyone else explains things the way that I do, but just think physics, right? If you have a sound wave, you don't want it to hit the wall. You want it to like go straight, and that's the thing. And then this is the same mix, but from 2022, where I simplified it. And the same thing, but the previous mix, which one is like more busy. It's just a bit too much. So again, Minimalism over complexity. It is so important. Just try as a challenge. Like, I challenge you. Try making more simple tracks. Focus on like developing each of the elements so good that you just don't need to add much more. And of course, references can help. Okay, tip number 3, don't get too attached to one track. And from my experience, I had this like toxic ego mindset that was always telling me like, if you start a track, you have to finish it, and like no matter what. And now with experience, I can say that I like working on multiple ideas at once. Like, don't make too much, right? It's always like a balance, but try working on a couple of ideas at once, because you get tired of the track really quickly. It could be like 2-3 hours, like max 4 to work on one track a day. And if you have more time, I would just work on another one, because like if you still feel inspired to make music, just work on something else. Like, let your ears rest on the previous one. And it's okay if it doesn't sound good. Just, it's the ego. It's the fucking ego thing. We should not normalize it. It is not normal when your mind is like sabotaging yourself. So do not treat it as normal. Don't be too hard on yourself, because I want to show you one example. I'm doing this just to share and like to tell you everything about my experience. Maybe that's gonna help someone, right? Even if like if one person feels understood and if he can relate to this. I've been through this shit. It is normal, and I'm telling you that the more you make it, the better you will get. And then the same track, but from 2022. The point of this tip is just to show you that it's okay to not be as good as you want, because this thing, like the voice that is sitting inside your mind, it is not your voice. It is the voice of like other people judging you, people around you, the traditional way of like doing things, you know, like you should not do music full time, blah blah blah, that kind of shit. Like it is not you. So don't let it control your emotions, and don't be too hard on yourself. I'm just talking to the conscious part. It's actually way deeper. It's on the subconscious part. But as much as you can, just try to understand this. I hope this tip helps you, and yeah, so that's it. Okay, tip number 4, learn an instrument. And I will be relentless to people who are telling that it is okay to not to play instruments. Also, go fuck yourself. Because what you are doing a disservice to people who want to maybe play an instrument, who wants to make music, but then you're like, it's okay to not to play an instrument. You can click like with the mouse. No, that's bullshit, and that it is like so far away from the truth. Because from my experience, when I click with the mouse and I try to make a track, it works sometimes, but what the track is lacking is this like life, the energy, the soul in the track. With a real instrument, you can feel the vibration through your body, right? I'm just gonna play this, show you some examples. Let's say like I want to record a flute, I want to like create something for the track. I can do things like this. This is of course not perfect, but you get the point. You cannot do this with your mouse, and the more that you play an instrument, the more you feel the connection between you and the track. And I could like tell you the same thing about the synth. Even like, hey, okay, you like synthesizer, play synthesizer, because when you twist the knob, when you actually like feel the track, feel the vibration in the track, that's a whole different story, because you will learn way fucking more about the music theory, about the the rhythm, the groove, just like the feeling. Like, trust me, bro, like if you do it, I can tell you from my experience, if you do it, like it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be a game changer. So I just want to put you a clip of the track of me making a track, so you just see the process, how I'm working with live instruments, and hopefully you can do the same for your music as well. So here you can see how a real art is being born. And I'm so happy that I captured this moment of me playing this melody, and I just want to sing along, and like I can imagine like a choir of people, like oriental, singing this, and I could like develop this idea, but this is the moment of me actually creating the final melody, so I'll just let you enjoy it and just see how the art is being born. I hope you guys liked the video. I tried to share some tips that would save me years. Just this thing alone. Doing what your soul wants, that's the most fucking important thing. Don't listen to anyone else. Like, even double check me, take it with a grain of salt. Think for yourself. If it resonates, if that's really like what you want, amazing. Let's fucking go, like let's do it. I want to give you the best content possible on mindset, music education, and so on. Okay, I don't want to talk for too much. I think that's enough for this video. I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one this week. I'm preparing some really cool stuff for you all. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.